Hey everyone, Cody from Mactelecom Networks. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at a product that I'm very excited for and I've been using for the last week while I was on vacation. And that product is the UniFi Travel Router. The UniFi Travel Router comes in at $79 USD and is available as of today. It could be sold out, but you want to check back on the store so you could grab one. Now, why would you want a travel router? Well, when I was away in Florida, I wanted my connections to be secure because it's shared with the whole complex with hundreds of other devices. Within the guest network that I was connected to, they didn't even have client device isolation. So I want my cell phone, and we also have other streaming services on a secure connection that's connected to the Wi-Fi that I look after. In this video, we're going to go through the full setup of the UniFi Travel Router. We'll also connect a camera to it, so if we're in a hotel room and we want to watch over our room to make sure no one steals stuff, we could do that. But first, we're going to take a closer look at the UniFi Travel Router. This is the UniFi Travel Router, and as you can tell, it is a very small device. If I put a standard pack of gum beside it, the pack of gum is even bigger than it. On the front of the device, we have our LCM, which is going to tell us our signal strength as well as the connected Wi-Fi. On the bottom of the travel router, we have two different USB-C. So this one would be to power up the travel router itself, and the other one, you could plug in a camera like the G6 Instant, which I'll be doing. The travel router does come with this small USB-C cable, but there is no power plug for that, so you would have to buy one yourself or plug this directly into your computer to power it up. On the back of the travel router, we have our reset button if we want to do a factory reset, and this feels like it's made of plastic, but it feels really nice. On the side, we have these two holes if you want to put it on a keychain, and then we have our Ethernet ports. And you may see that these Ethernet ports aren't that big. Well, all we need to do to connect Ethernet, we need to lift this tab up, and then we can plug in our standard Ethernet cable. So we have one for our WAN, and then we have LAN, and these are gigabit ports. We have a couple different uplinking options. We could uplink with our Ethernet cable, we could use our hotel Wi-Fi, or we could use our cell phone 5G signal. This does not have built-in 5G or eSIM. As for hardware, that really is it. There isn't anything else within the box. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug this in, we're going to get it powered up, and we're going to head over to my phone to get this set up. We're going to do a couple different tests as well. The travel router now has power to it, and I did a factory reset on it. So how we get started, we need to have the UniFi network application on your phone. So you can see it right here on my phone. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open it up. All right, once I open it up, it says new device found, and you can see the travel router along with the MAC address, and we're going to get connected to it. Now we're on the main page of the travel router, and there's a couple different things that we could see. In the top, we have select our Wi-Fi uplink, because I don't have Ethernet plugged directly into this right now, but we will test that out. And then we have set up your Wi-Fi. So we're first going to select a Wi-Fi uplink. I have two different internet providers here. I have one that's Rogers, one that's Bell. The Wi-Fi uplink that I'm going to use is the Bell 157. It has not a great signal as it's 2 stories down or 2 floors down, but we're going to connect to it anyway. So I'm going to click on it, and then we're going to enter a password for this uplink. We would see at the top of the travel router that we have internet online, and it's on channel 157 on the 5 gigahertz on the 80 megahertz. We are only getting minus 81 dBm. Like I said, it is 2 floors down. But you can see something else that popped up here. It says bring your network. Bind your travel router to your UniFi site. Your network and devices follow automatically. So we could bind this to a site like I'll do, and we could choose which Wi-Fi network we want to use. If you don't want to do that, you just want to set this up strictly for Wi-Fi, you could configure Wi-Fi manually. From here, we would give it a name, and then we would select our security and then a password. For me, I'm going to bind it to my UDM Pro Max. So we're going to go back, and then we're going to bind to site. Under the sites, you should be able to find your console, and I have my Mactelecom PM, and I'm going to click on it. This is using Teleport VPN, and you could see that all of my Wi-Fi SSIDs popped up that are on my UDM Pro Max. We have Dolores, we have Hotel Wi-Fi, which is the one with the captive portal. We'll test in a little while as the uplink. We have the Queen's House, and then we have IoT. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect to Dolores. The travel router does only allow you to use one Wi-Fi SSID. Maybe this will change within a future firmware update. I went ahead and did a speed test that was connected to my UniFi Travel Router. The speeds that I was getting, you got to remember this is going through a VPN, or the Teleport VPN was 35.7 down. And this is because my coax connection only has limited throughput, so it has about 40 megabits per second upload. And then for the upload through the Wi-Fi was 67.8 megabits per second. The next speed result that you're seeing here on screen, I factory reset the UniFi Travel Router. I selected that same internet uplink for the Bell 157, but I manually created a Wi-Fi network. So we're not binding to any site. We're just strictly going through the internet. And for that, we were getting 114.3 megabits per second down and 149.6 up. The next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to connect this directly into the Ethernet. I'll plug my computer into it and we'll see what type of speeds we're getting. This computer is directly plugged into the UniFi Travel Router, and that is connected with its internet uplink directly connected to my modem. So let's go ahead, press go, see what speed tests we're getting. And for the download speed, we are getting 436, and for the upload, we are getting 419. And I wouldn't expect too much more out of this little device. It is really small. And this last speed test result is on my phone. So I'm connected to the UniFi Travel Router, and that has a physical connection going to my modem. And we are getting 268 down by 280 up. The next thing we're going to do is connect this to a captive portal. So all I need to do is hit the arrow beside where it says Dolores. We can see this hotel Wi-Fi and it says open, so let's click on that. It says join hotel Wi-Fi. First join the travel router network when prompted. It will then connect to this open Wi-Fi and we'll press continue. It's asking us to join the travel router Wi-Fi and we'll press join. I didn't capture it here on screen, but it did bring open a new browser so we could authenticate, because there was a password on this captive portal of test1234, and you can now see that I'm on that hotel Wi-Fi. Let's take a look at the other settings that we have. In the bottom right hand corner, we have our cogwheel. We have bind to site, which isn't active currently, and then we have my Wi-Fi, which I set up manually. We also have network. Clicking on this will give us all of our subnet information, and we also have the DHCP server. We also can tell which internet provider we're using, and we have device credentials. So if you want to turn on SSH for the travel router, you could do so. And then we have our firmware version and restart and factory reset. I have my G6 Instant directly connected to the UniFi Travel Router's USB-C port. And on the bottom, you could see that it is streaming right now. We have my two cats that are sleeping on my stand-up desk. Before you go away to travel, you're going to want to make sure that you have this camera adopted within your UniFi Protect application. And that's going to be my video on the UniFi Travel Router, and I really do like this. It's a very compact travel router. Now, there are a couple things missing. If you look on their website right now, it will say that it supports WireGuard, and then you have OpenVPN, but OpenVPN is coming in a future firmware update. So WireGuard, I would assume that they're using Teleport for that. One thing that I'd really like to see is the ability to route through like a privacy VPN, like NordVPN. Currently, they don't have the ability to do that, but that may come with that OpenVPN firmware update. Also, a lot of people will want to see Wi-Fi 7 on this, but for me, I don't need those faster speeds and lower latency when I'm on vacation in a hotel room. The speeds that I was getting are perfectly fine. There also isn't eSIM, or there isn't a SIM slot on this. I know some people wanted that. One thing that did come up quite a lot in comments, and I don't really understand this because maybe I've never used a travel router with it, but there's no battery included in it. I'm not really sure why you'd need a battery, because when you're traveling or in a hotel, you could plug directly into the wall. But I guess if you're in the woods or something, you could power it up by battery. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the UniFi Travel Router. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.